what we found out was Shira Saperstein, who attacked us in 2011 and got a group of funders to defund us. What we found is that Shira Saperstein is of Israeli descent. Her ancestral home is Israel. So I have friends who work at the Department of Justice who I went to school with, and I can't reveal how they get the information. But I got a call, and I said, Kwame, I want you to know that Shira Saperstein is funding a number of human rights groups in Israel to ban Depo-Provera. She knows it's dangerous. And I said, are you serious? And he said, yes. Go to their website. Here's the information. It's right on their website. And I said, how did I miss that? He said, because you were not looking. I will not believe that someone who is so vehemently against Depo-Provera, vehemently pro-Depo-Provera, will actually be funding groups to ban Depo-Provera. So this shows, and they sent me the information, and I couldn't believe it. So she actually funded not only several human rights groups in Israel, but one of the largest called ACRI, the Association for Civil Rights in Israel. They're one of the most prominent civil rights organizations in Israel, but just like the NAACP or the National Action Network. And they got Depo-Provera banned. Yes, in 2011 in January, with the funding from Shira Saperstein, who funded them. She was a reproductive rights funder. She got Depo-Provera banned to protect Black Jews. So you have to be Jewish to get, it's, either, you have to be Jewish to get protected. She got it banned, so Israel issued an order that there'll be no more Depo-Provera prescriptions written. That was a moratorium. And then they followed up with a commission to investigate Depo-Provera. And so now, before you get a shot of Depo-Provera in Israel, a woman, you have to have a signature, and every single side effect has to be read to you, and you have to understand it. And if you agree to it, then the doctor gets paid. It's called informed consent. It's not a novel idea. It's an idea that has been instituted in medicine in the United States for a very long time. And so this became a criminal, once you knowingly harm a group of people, as we have proof for 2013 evidence, we sent that evidence to the Department of Justice. And we said, here it is. From someone in the Department of Justice who gave this to me, but I'm not going to reveal who it is. Here it is. Here are the 990s. These are the groups they funded to ban Depo-Provera. Here are your names. These are the letters banning Depo-Provera, asking for Depo-Provera to be banned, funded by the Mariah Fund. Why is she saying that it is safe? And why is she funding groups in Africa to inject women in Africa with Depo-Provera? So that's a question we're going to answer in court. That's going to be a prosecution from the Department of Justice. In my report, Depo-Provera, Deadly Violence Against Women, I did not only a policy analysis, but I did a legal criminal analysis. What I did is, I did research on drugs like Paxil, Reciprocol, and drugs that have been banned, psychotropic drugs that have been banned in the United States for making false claims. Because what Planned Parenthood, what the Gates Foundation is doing in the promotion of Depo-Provera is that they're making false claims. They're saying this drug is good, it basically protects you from cancer, for instance. In one document that I dug up from the Gates Foundation promoting in Africa, they said Depo-Provera helps with sickle cell crisis. Does anyone know about sickle cell? Sickle cell is a unique genetic disorder that afflicts Black people. So who do you think he's targeting? It's false. Depo-Provera does not help, with sickle cell crisis, but it's there. It's there for doctors who are Black, who are African descent to say, oh, this is something else that's good about Depo-Provera. And so we basically also send that information to the Department of Justice, asking for prosecutions under the same False Claims Act that has been used to prosecute Pfizer and several other drugs. And we listed, Pfizer has over 70 RICO prosecutions. It's a criminal enterprise. A RICO prosecution is a racketeering prosecution. And the Department of Justice has over 70 RICO prosecutions against Pfizer. 70. In In 2012, Pfizer had to sign a special agreement with the Department of Justice and paid a $2.3 billion fine. It was the highest fine at that time for false claims, fraud, bribery, to promote its drugs. $2.3 billion for fraudulent promotions of drugs. And so I used the same elements of law and detailed that for Depo-Provera and sent it to the DOJ. It's June 10th will be 60 days. We're giving them time. Usually we give them 90 days, and then they have to act. And so our attorneys are working on that. So here we have a criminal enterprise called Pfizer that is working in conjunction with USAID, the U.S. government, in conjunction with the Gates Foundation to promote their drug, Depo-Provera, in Africa without any oversight. That is basically, it's just unconscionable. It's a moral obscenity. It's something that we cannot accept. And for people who don't understand how USAID, which is the United States International Aid Organization, Agency for International Development. For those who don't understand what is going on here, the administrator of USAID, Dr. Rajiv Shah, was working for the Gates Foundation, and President Obama appointed him as the head of USAID. So what do you think is going on? So every policy that Gates wants is rubber stamped. It's rubber stamped. And when you read Jacob Levitt's paper, which is a brilliant paper on the Gates Foundation, I must say, he breaks this down on how they collude with government agencies, with NGOs, and their influence is very vast. So here he has his own person heading USAID. They're buying expired drugs, like Norplant, drugs that have been removed from the U.S. market, and injecting Africans with these drugs using taxpayer funding. USAID pays for these contraceptives while he never uses his money. You think he's using his $79 billion, but it's not. He says, well, I've divested from pharmaceuticals, from pharmaceutical companies.
Can't hear you. Please speak up.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I don't know how this is the way I speak. Use the mic.
Or
is there a mic?
speak to the group. You don't realize that when you're talking over there.
Sorry. Okay. Okay. I lost my train of thought. So,
but he's not using his money.
Yeah, he doesn't use his funds. He claims he's divested from pharmaceutical companies, but he really has not. The people who are funding the Gates Foundation, Buffett, has pharmaceutical stocks. Those who basically fund, all the different groups that are giving, Gates the foundation money, are all heavily invested in pharmaceutical stocks. So as they purchased vaccines to inject Africans, with vaccines, some of them are unnecessary. Yes, some are, but there's been overuse, like Gardasil, for instance. I mean, this was just a marketing ploy. They are making money, from all these different so-called philanthropic events in Africa. And so these are things that have to be questioned. Beyond prosecutions by the DOJ, we also contacted one of the best litigators, civil litigators, and his name is Attorney Willie Gary. Attorney Willie Gary in 2000 successfully sued Bill Gates and settled for $100 million for racial discrimination. And Microsoft was treating its employees basically like a plantation, and that's why Willie Gary argued in court, and the Gates Foundation settled for close to $100 million. This same attorney has beaten everybody. Philip Morris, Disney, even Disney, Mickey Mouse. He's one from Mickey Mouse. He's really a brilliant. He's very flamboyant. Really brilliant. Very intelligent man, and he has taken on a class action lawsuit here in the United States in Depo-Provera, and we'll be filing papers very soon on that. So what I was trying to say is a transformative organization. We take an issue, we bring public awareness. We go to Congress. We advocate to change laws. We're going to have a hearing on Depo-Provera. We involve the Department of Justice to prosecute, and also we have civil lawsuits. Every means to transform the issue to make sure that women are protected, and that's what we're doing. Unfortunately, Planned Parenthood has been very aggressive in trying to harm us, and they've been attacking us on so many different levels. We went to their website, and all the different FDA warnings about Depo-Provera are not on their website. None of them. We sent them the information and said, why is this not on your website? No response. And so they're going to be named also in the lawsuit. They have to be. And it's really interesting how abortion rights organizations are the ones attacking us while they claim that they are protecting women and women's rights. So this is an issue that as people in the land, we have to look at critically, and no one should be given basically a pass regarding this issue. If you're really interested in justice, it's not about ideology, party affiliation. It's about justice for women, and we have to make sure that we do this job. And